Many of you would have made a couple of job changes in last 2 years. While that's good, in that process there is a structural change taking place within IT, and that change very few people understand how that will pan out in future. So what is that change? We will talk about it, but before that, let's understand the hierarchy of an IT organization, and this is almost similar in every organization, so you can be certain about it. You will have the board of directors, then you will have CEO, CFO, and CXOs, any at that level. Then you will have, let's say, senior VPs, so top level leadership, where senior VPs will contribute, and also probably the VPs. That's the layer of the leadership, right? And this leadership layer starts anywhere from 70 to 80 lakh rupees in Indian terms, right? This is in different organizations. So there has not been any change in this layer's salary or remuneration at this point of time. Now the middle management layer, or I would say senior management layer, will start, where you will have senior managers, delivery managers, sometimes directors also are at the same level. So these people somehow are paid between 50 to 70 lakh, let's say 40 to 70 lakh is that layer, where senior management. After that, the junior management starts. So okay, senior management can also have senior architects, okay. Once we go down that layer, the junior management layer can have project manager, product owners, that all, right, scrum masters, tech leads, team leads. So the normal range for that layer was around 20 to 40 lakh or 35 lakh, I would say, to be fair. So around 20 to 35 lakh. And below 20 lakh, there was a range for, this range was for developers, senior developers. In fact, tech leads also would fall into the same category. Sometimes team leads will fall into that category. Even the project managers can fall into the same category. So what that shows you is that this traditional hierarchy with the job salary change, in a way, all these top leadership, senior management, middle management, junior management, there is no change on that layer. However, there is a huge change at the bottom layer of that, which consists of developers, senior developers, maybe junior architects, even the architects. So that layer is going through a lot of change, where the salaries have become disproportionate. And I'll give you some data to look at, that's coming on your screen. So now we need to look at before and after period, before 2020 and after 2020. And as I have already explained you, nothing is happening at these upper layers, but this layer is going through a lot of change. While typically this layer was restricted to about 20 lakh rupees, but now what has happened in last 2 years and how this transition is disrupting the business model of IT, I am going to touch upon that. So before talking more on those aspects, let's understand how this organization and how the people were paid before 2020. A fresher typically used to join at 3 to 4 lakh per annum in India. And if you look at other experience bracket, the fresher 2 to 4 years experience bracket guy would get around 4 to 7 lakh rupees in different companies, even if he is making change. If he is not making change, probably he will be at the bottom layer of that range. 4 to 6 years person would earn about 7 to 10 lakh per annum. 6 to 8 year person would be around 10 to 14 lakh or 15 lakh. 8 to 10 years experience will be getting around 14 lakh to 18 lakh or 20 lakh, and 10 to 12 years experience would get anywhere around, let's say, 20 to 25 lakh rupees. So that's the before scenario. But in last 2 years, what has happened, while the fresher salaries are still the same, 3 to 4 lakh salaries, so 4 lakh for most of the companies, though they have created different layers also. So we will excuse that layer at the moment. But 2 to 4 years experience people bracket has got a 100% jump from 4 to 7 lakh. It's 100% 8 to 15 lakh. 4 to 6 lakh, it's again 100% from 10 to 20 lakh. 6 to 8 year bracket, experience bracket, is anyway getting 15 to 25 lakh. It is 80-90% more than before scenario, before 2020 scenario. Now 8 to 10 year experience is anyway getting around 18 to 30 lakh now, which is 60-70% more than the normal scenario. And 10 to 12 years experience guy getting 20 to 30 LPA, which is about 30-40% higher. Now if you again see the organizational hierarchy, the bottom layer consists of most of the resources, right? Most of the people or employee are in this bottom layer, which is less than 10 years of experience in IT industry. And if this layer is going through this huge change where salaries have gone up by 100%, 80%, 90%, while if you look at their revenue which they charge to customer, it has not gone any change whatsoever. I have been working closely with the customers and I know how these engagements are drawn. So if you want to just take a rough guess, so the way IT companies charge to their customers, it's very simple. So a person in one experience bracket multiplied by its daily rate, multiplied by its monthly rate, right? It's month, that it turns out to be some cost, right? And that cost is calculated on or charged on the customer. This rate which comes out has not gone any change. So in a way, what has happened is all the costs these companies, IT companies, are paying from their pocket, and that is resulting in the margin pressure in their quarterly results. And if you are noticing my videos on quarterly performance, you will see their quarterly margins are, profit margins are coming down substantially. That's not good for any IT company in the longer run. What do you think? Who does this profit margin matter? That matters to the stock market investors. So for any publicly listed company, the owners, stock market investors are owners. Sometimes big institutional investors, whether they are mutual fund industries, hedge funds, gurus. So all of these people hold substantial ownership in the companies, right? They need stock market performance to actually get a value of their investment. That's why profit margins are very important for any company. If any company see a reduction in that, that means the stocks will come down. If the stocks comes down, the owners, that means the stock market investors, lose money. And if they lose money, they start asking various tough questions to the senior management, and those questions are unavoidable. That means this model cannot work where the employees at the bottom of the pyramid are getting disproportionate salary, but the owners, the real owners, are making losses in their stock market value. That is the correlation between these two. That means somehow companies have to find out a balance, right balance, how to get these costs adjusted. One way they are doing is they have increased the fresher hiring by huge margin. And if you see the numbers they are going to hire from the colleges this year, or in fact the last year they did hiring, that's huge number. What that hiring is doing is, you will see the normal structure of the IT company is like this, like a pyramid, but now it's becoming way heavier on the bottom layer. All freshers join at the bottom layer. That means they are adding lot of people here, more than they really require. What will happen in future is, the people at this bracket group, less than 10 years experience bracket group, who are paid heavily, right, they become uncompetitive. Because first of all, when they apply for a new vacancy, when the market comes down, that means the demand cycle comes down, when they apply for the vacancy, they will not find many takers at that salary, unless until they up their game from just being developers. Okay, now when they don't find the jobs and they are expensive where they are dispensable for the company any day, because most of the time the people who are at the bottom just joining, they will be graduating, and who have already joined, they will be getting to 5 6 years of experience. So in a way, the people between 5 to 10 years of experience bracket who are there now, they become and they are expensive, they become dispensable any day, because they are not bringing the right profit margins for the company. As I told you, I gave you that formula how to calculate and how companies charge or bill their customers. There is no change at that level, and if there is no change, having these expensive resources does not make any sense. That is going to happen in future. The other thing the companies are looking to do is diversify from Indian market dependency. If you have seen lately, some companies opened their centers in Sri Lanka. Accenture is already there in Philippines. So Vietnam is coming out as another destination. So that means lot of business which were coming to India because of the cheap labor cost, that's getting diverted to other markets also. So if that business is divided across markets, that means the people here will have less of a work. If your career, think of it, if you think your career should be around till 58 years of age, now with that kind of salary jump, you brought that down by 50%, because you cannot be just programmer who is who was doing the same thing at 20 lakh rupees, and now at 40 lakh rupees or 30 lakh 40 lakh rupees you will do the same thing, while you also know that the competition with the new people at 10 to 15 lakh rupees bracket, they can do equally good. And that is my worry. So this system, the current structural change which is taking place in IT, will have a huge impact in next 4 5 years. If you are one of them, probably treat this as a warning sign what is ahead of you. That will be a great preparation in advance. So be ready for that kind of changes in the longer run. What will happen to the junior level people who are joining? So because people at the senior level, let's say 5 years or between 5 to 10 years experience, they are already paid very highly, they will not find jobs anywhere else. So think of it, if you become uncompetitive in terms of your salary, there is no demand elsewhere for you. That means you will not leave the company, and if you don't leave the company, you will not have a lot of growth vertically. You will not see salary ballooning like this current like it is happening now. And then the people who are working below or joining new people will not have enough opportunities to grow, because this layer is not going anywhere. That means first of all they are at risk, then the new people who are coming up, they will not have enough growth opportunities. So even for them also it will be difficult period going forward. What should you do? Should you not take the job opportunities? Should you not be paid highly because things might go that way uh, maybe few years later? I don't think there are simple answers. First of all, you should definitely take what's coming your way, but the idea is to give you some heads up about the future and try to balance, find your ways, create alternate stream of incomes for you in the longer run. So those kind of preparations are going to be important in future. And when the job losses happen, that is a different psyche, and that is a different kind of pain. Write me down if you think I should cover a job loss scenario when happens to somebody, what happens at that time. If you are interested, drop me a comment. I will talk about that as my next topic. I look forward to your comment. What do you think of this analysis? If you disagree, don't worry, write me down. I'll try to address those points in my future videos one or other way. So till my next video, please have fun, enjoy and take care.